Hello, and welcome to our number talk. Today we are looking at the expression 44 plus 39. And what we do in a number talk is we use mental math. That means no paper and no pencil to solve an expression, and then we explore all the different ways we could have figured it out. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and do that. Pause the video, work out 44 plus 39 in your head. When you have the answer, unpause the video, and we will look at all of our strategies together. So the first thing that we could have done is to use the associative property, which is our grouping property, to use near doubles. Near doubles looks to see if within an addition problem you can find something that is close to doubles, because doubles are usually pretty easy to add mentally. And as we can see, 44 and 39, those two numbers are actually pretty close to each other, right? So I've got my 39 right here, and if I kind of take this last one off that fourth tens, look at that, I've got another 39. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 44 and 39, and I want to break up my 44. I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I kind of take 5 off, that's going to leave the 39 that I want. So you notice now I've got 3 different add-ins. And once you have 3 add-ins, that's when you can use the associative property to regroup them and add them in different orders. So instead of 5 plus 39, which is where my 44 came from, I'm going to use the associative property to add my 39 and 39 first. That's my doubles. And so 39 plus 39 is going to be pretty easy, because you've got 30 and 30 is 60, 99 is 18, so that's 78. Another way to think of it is they're almost 40, and 40 and 40 is 80, so take 2 away, and that's 78. Either way, you get 78 plus the 5 that's left over, and you're going to get 83. Hopefully that's the answer you had in your head using the near doubles property. You also could use the associative property to make tens. And so what we do is we look at our first add-end here, 44, and we think, how far away is it from our next 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should always know how far numbers are away from the next 10. So it's 6 away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6 from my 39 and add them together with my 44, because I want to get it up to a 10, because that's going to let me do the rest of the addition without any regrouping. So I'm going to keep my 44 intact. This time I want to split up my 39. I want the 6 that I need to make that 44 go up to 50, and then whatever's left over, which happens to be 3 10s and 3 1s. So I'm going to use my associative property again to keep all of my numbers in the exact same order. I'm simply going to regroup them. So I add that 44 plus my 6, and that's going to get me my 50. Now I've just got my 33 left over. And we get the same answer, 83, but that's nice because there is no regrouping necessary. So we can also use place value. And many of you probably started with this strategy. It's a great strategy. What we do is we break down each number into its place value, kind of like expanded form. So 44 is just going to be 40 plus 4. 39 is going to be 30 and 9. Now what we want to do is we want to use the associative property to regroup our tens. So we want to grab our 40 and our 30. But they're not next to each other. So we're going to use our associative property to regroup. We also need our commutative property to reorder. The commutative property tells us that 5 plus 8 is the same as 8 plus 5. You can switch the order of any add-ins. It's not going to change the sum. So I'm going to reorder them. So my 40 and 30, let's add those first. Grab my 10s, that's 70. Then I've got my 4 and my 9. So then I'm going to add my 1s separate. There's my 4, there's my 9, and that's just a basic fact. That's 13. And there we go, 83 once again. We could also add up in chunks. This is using the associative property. It's very similar to the place value strategy, except it keeps the first add-end intact. So we've got our 44, and we've got our 39. And we're going to keep the 44 intact. We're going to split up our 39 in place value, 30 and 9, kind of like we did in our last strategy. And then we're simply going to use our associative property to shift those parentheses because I want to grab the 30 and the 44 first. So that's going to be 74. And then we've got the 9 left over. We are going to have to regroup a little bit here, but we can do that. And it's going to get us back up to our 83. Now, another fun strategy is compensation. So what we do with compensation is we actually make two different numbers. So we look at our add-ins, we think which one is closest to the next 10. And obviously it's that 39. All we need is one more, and that's going to get 40. So let's do it. Let's take one away from 44, so that's going to be a new number, 43. And let's add it over here to our 39, and that's going to be 40. So you notice we have a balanced expression because I've got a plus 1 minus 1. So we have a new number under each one now, 43 and 40. But look how easy that is to add. So you can actually take one away from one addend, add it to the other addend, keep a balanced expression, and get the same sum. So did you find another way? If so, that's fantastic. Go ahead and add it as a comment on the video. Teachers, if you would like a copy of the slide deck for your own use in the classroom, you can find it on my website at 5minutemath.net.